Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Turning Dirt podcast, where we talk all things agriculture and maybe a few other notable topics. This episode is powered by Mazer Group. Mazer Group is a family-owned and operated New Holland dealer complex consisting of 18 locations across Saskatchewan and Manitoba. I'm your host, John Mazer. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's John here with Turnin Dirt. We have a special guest in right now, Ashley Restau. She is a salesperson for our Moosomin branch.
Yep.
Been with us how long?
Just getting to be a year and a half, just over a year and a half. Yeah.
And we stole you.
You did. Yes.
Yeah, they're the other place that you were at. They're great people.
Very good.
Yeah, great dealership. But
it was an awesome opportunity that they gave me, and now a wonderful opportunity that you guys gave me.
So on that note,
Yes.
how did you get into the salesperson position? Like, I mean, there was obviously a path leading up to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've kind of had a long line of egg jobs, I guess, throughout the years. And then I was working for Parrish and Heimbecker at Langbank. I was a crop inputs manager for them there. And I kind of was getting the vibe that they maybe weren't going to keep that location running for a lot longer. So I started looking at my options and seeing what was available down in the area. So I applied with Brassa at their Carlisle store because they were just moving into that store.
They just built it, right?
Just built it, yeah. So they had closed their one in Estevan, just started this one in Carlisle. So I applied not for a sales position. I applied for a warranty writer, I believe was, the warranty writer.
Interesting.
I interviewed with them. And the gentleman that was in the position of hiring at the time was like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay, that kind of hurts a little.
Yeah, warranty's not your field. Yeah.
He's like, you're going to be very bored. And I don't think you'll like it. I don't think it's going to be for you. I'm like, okay, well, I appreciate the honesty. And he's like, so why don't you do sales? I'm like, nope, I don't think so. Yeah. And he's like, no, I think you should give it a go. And I'm like, I don't know. So then we left that at that. I'm like, I'm not doing this. This is silly. I would never even think that I could do that sort of thing. So he wore me down. And I said, okay, I'll give it 1 year, see if I can do it, see if it's something I enjoy. And then I was there for 4.5 years.
Yeah. And the rest is history per se.
Yeah.
Not really history. We're still making history right now, but.
And it was pretty cool of them to even, think to give me that opportunity there. And I was really thankful that they offered me something other than the warranty job.
Yeah. So. And how ironic that you went in there for a warranty position and then that they actually suggested, which is great because obviously they saw your character and it's perfect for a sales position. And so first year, like, got your feet wet. And
I learned a lot about how this organization works comparatively to where I was before, and got to meet all the people. And I think really that's the biggest thing when you start a new job is making connections within your organization and externally too, obviously with your customers. So I got to meet a whole bunch of new people that I haven't met before because my territory changed a little bit. And then within the organization, got to meet a whole bunch of new faces and make some connections and get to know people. And I think that's huge. And so the first year was a big learning curve in that area. This second year has been a lot of fun because it's been really good and getting to know everybody.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So when you took the job with Brassa, were you able to open up the black book from your previous job and like knock on some doors that you were already dealing with? Yeah.
There was definitely an area of customers that I have been dealing with forever. And down in that Kennedy, Kipling, Wawota, Langbank, area, and down in that southeast corner, Carlisle, all that sort of stuff. There's a whole bunch of producers that I'm familiar with and that I've got to have great relationships with over the years. So that was helpful. I would say it was a big challenge too, starting there, because these are all people who hadn't dealt with Brassas before, right? This was a new location. This is a new group of people. This is all new to them. So my first years there were a lot of acquisitions. So my first year, 90% of the sales I made were to customers that have never dealt with Brassa before.
Really?
Yeah. So it was
that's awesome.
It was a huge change for everybody.
Yeah.
And they had to be comfortable and have faith that, what I said was going to be true and that we were going to help them and, do what we said we were going to do. And we did. Yeah. They had a good group there. And,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, well, that's amazing in itself that, you start working at Brassa and then, as you said, like a lot of the customers that you dealt with and sold equipment to were like conquest customers.
Yeah.
Talk about a hero in the building.
Oh, I don't know about that. No, I don't
awesome.
know.
Yeah.
It was good. It was fun.
Yeah, no kidding. So the previous show that you had before Barassa, that was a Crop Inputs?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so was that was that your first job in ag or?
No. So I
okay.
started many moons ago in Langbank, actually. That small town has a huge footprint in agriculture, which is crazy.
Population?
40 people. Yeah. So, and most of them drive in for work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I started with Cargill there, and I was the admin person at the location. And it was actually one of the kind of really cool pioneer locations for Cargill because it was run by a predominantly female group. So the manager was female, the agronomist was female, I was the administrator, and the salesman was a male. So there was four of us in the building. So my admin role in the crop input side was everything from unloading chemical, blending fertilizer, clearing snow, whatever happened that day, that day. And you just kind of went with it. So I worked there for a number of years. No idea why I got into that, but we moved to a farm close by. It seemed like a good job, and that got me into ag. And then I worked for Cargill for a number of years, and I loved it. It was really great. Then we moved to Alberta, and I spent some time in Alberta and worked for CPS.
What's that?
It's Crop Production Services.
Okay, yeah.
So worked for them in a crop inputs facility again in Didsbury. So that's where their head office and stuff is out in Alberta. So it's kind of near Olds and between Calgary and Olds. So
So moved to Calgary and stayed in the industry.
Yeah, moved to well, we lived in Penhold, so just out of Red Deer. Yeah,
okay.
And stayed in agriculture and got to be in a crop inputs facility there. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And then we have kids. So had some little kids. It's hard to raise them away from family, and having grandparents is fantastic. So
fantastic.
Yes, fantastic.
Yeah, like it's
an
just,
essential.
Yes,
they're
really,
an essential part of life.
Yeah.
So we moved back to Southeast Sask.
Yeah.
And I took a transfer with CPS. To Kipling. Knew it wasn't going to be a fit for me there. Yeah. And got a job right away with Seed Hawk. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
What were you doing for Seed Hawk?
So I started kind of in the sale. Well, I started with the sales team, and I was just kind of the one that helped them all stay organized for quite a long time. And and anybody who was mad got me on the phone. So if you were upset, it was Ashley you got to talk to.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
So and you can't stay mad at Ashley. So
no,
it was
kind of,
and they knew that.
Ashley. Yeah, they knew it. They were like, "How are you going to get mad at her? It's just not going to happen." So I did that, and then I also worked as the manager of customer relations for them. And I did all the export parts advisor stuff. So anything that went to Australia, into Eastern Canada, over into Europe, I dealt with all those clients.
Wow. So you, like when you say, you said parts export manager?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
export parts advisor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're talking to essentially dealerships over there and
in the States and in Eastern Canada and
pretty much the world then.
Yeah. Except for Canada.
Except
for where I live, not there, but everywhere else. And then they had their transition and were bought by Vaterstad. And at that time, that was when I departed working for them and moved to P&H.
Nice.
And then
Barassa,
and then here.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but the departure from Seed Hawk, is there something you saw in the new ownership, or is if it's something personal, it's no
that's
problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, at that time they also had some issues with their design.
Okay.
And it ended up being a very costly issue for the company.
Yeah.
So they had to figure out how they were going to manage that.
Gotcha.
And doing so meant they let go of a number of employees.
Oh no.
So pretty much anybody in the sales there was quite a few.
They leaned right up. Yeah.
Lost about 100 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a big number.
Yeah, and that was because of a design flaw in their product.
Yeah, but they fixed it. Everything's good.
Yeah. Oh, they're great products now. Yeah.
Yeah. So that happened, and then I moved into Parrish and Heimbecker and became the crop inputs manager there. So and got back into crop inputs.
Gotcha. Yeah. And Parrish and Heimbecker, I should know this, but I don't. They're like
they have grain elevators. They have crop inputs. They have all that sort of thing. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So they had the elevator in Langbank and the crop inputs facility there too.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay. So you definitely knew the lingo in crops and inputs and all that kind of stuff. So that came naturally for you before you got into sales in agriculture. And then obviously you had a little bit of knowledge coming from Vlad or Satter or Seedhawk. Which are... seeding's a topic that's really, I'm not going to say it's taboo, but like you notice, like you probably noticed that we don't move much seeding equipment because it's one of those implements that like, let me tell you a story.
Sure. I'm ready.
So I was in the car with Brad Tarr, obviously, you know, he's our VP of sales and marketing. And I can't remember where I got the information, but like I said, these seeding tools and the tanks, like obviously the combination of the two are like $1 million now. Hey? He's like, brand new. Like, I mean, whatever, like, I mean, that's the highest of the high, like you get, but I mean, you were talking $1 million. And then he also said, but you know what, John, if the sun don't shine and it doesn't rain, the crop doesn't grow anyway. So, but like the fact that a tool, like an implement like that is with no engine, like, I mean, is $1 million is just mind blowing to me.
Oh, absolutely.
And not only that, like obviously the whole industry is moving into a more broad acre structure, if you will, like bigger corporate farms, that sort of thing. So the fact that they're making, 90, 110 foot seeding tools now doesn't really bode well for the smaller farms that like are doing like the 4,000, 5,000 acre, right? Because I mean, it's just too big a tool. So I guess where I'm going with this is that the reason we don't dabble in it too much is that it's just like it's a tough one to mitigate when you've got those big tools coming in and maybe not find a home for them, And
I think the big thing with them is it's so particular to each person.
Yeah.
One person wants 15-inch spacing, one person wants 12-inch spacing, one person wants twin wing, one person wants single sideband. Like there's just so many ways to outfit that. That it's almost impossible as a dealership to pre-order any to just stock. You want to make sure you're finding the right tool for the right person. And these are very particular. Some people put NH3 down. Some people believe in a toe between instead of a toe behind. Like there's just so many ways to do it that it's a hard one to stock. You buy it for the right person. And then even when you take one in on trade, you're like, where is this going to go?
Exactly. And then, you hit the nail on the head there. Actually, like everybody's so particular on what they want. And there's also new products coming out too. Like I'm sure you've seen that Seedmaster single rank,
we sold a few of those.
Yes, you did. Yeah. And so the idea behind it is awesome.
It is. Yep.
But
good concept.
You're stuck with 15-inch spacing. Like, I mean, you can't, there's no adjustment there. I don't think there is anyway.
They're coming out with a new knife that's going to narrow up the,
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's not retrofittable yet though.
Oh,
that's the
gotcha.
trouble. So the new designs, yes, they'll have it, but it can't retrofit it yet.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, they just trade in and get a new one. Then,
that's right.
Yeah, we find a buyer for the old one. Yeah, right. Sell.
That's right.
Yeah, but it's very particular from each farmer and each individual. So it's the other side of that is it's a kind of a big part of the market that we're missing out on. So, is there an answer? Like, I mean, yeah, sure there is, but I also like kind of what we got going on right now. Like, I mean, we're really, I mean, we obviously do an amazing job in our short lines, but also like, I mean, cash crop is our cash crop. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pardon the pun. Or is that it is a pun. Yeah. Yeah. It's our cash crop, but it's also cash crop and product. So yeah. What would what's the funnest piece? Is funnest a word, Jay?
I believe it's more fun.
More fun. It's not funnest. Yeah.
Funnest.
You know what? We can use it.
Yeah,
I don't
funnest.
Mind it.
Yeah.
Funner. No, there's no rules, right?
Yeah. And funner is not a word.
No.
Funner. More funner. No more.
Funner, no. Yeah. I'm not okay with that one.
Okay.
Funnest. I'll let that one slide. Funner.
Yeah.
Funnest is a word, I believe.
Funnest is a word. Yeah. Funner does not pass the Ashley dictionary.
Yeah, that's right. No.
Yeah. No. So what is the most fun piece of equipment for you to sell?
Sprayers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love, I'm 5'1.5".
Yeah.
I walk under those things all day long. Like I can see everything. I can look at it all. Yeah. No, I think they're the most fun.
Yeah.
And you know what? I worked at Farm Progress Show one year.
Yeah.
So I'm in Regina. You have all the school groups that come through.
Yeah.
And lots of those children have never seen farm equipment
and
before.
Their eyes are like
huge. And they're like, how is it so big? Like, how is this? And so I had one boy, I said to him, I'm like, so what do you think this machine does? Like, what do you think? And he looks at this sprayer. And of course we have the beautiful front boom.
Yeah.
And he's like, I would call that the mustache machine. And I'm like, the mustache machine? He's like, well, that looks like a mustache. And so now every time I see this front boom, I'm like, look at that beautiful mustache. That is such a wonder. And so, yeah, it's just perfect. So cute. I'm like, yeah, that's a sprayer.
The mustache machine.
Yeah. Yeah. I always have a lot of fun working at those shows because you get to see such an awesome group of eclectic people that come through.
Yeah.
People from every walk of life and people that are really invested into farming, people who you've worked with in the past or who are in different roles. And farming's a small world.
It is. Yeah. Have you done Ag Days in Brandon?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a national holiday
right
there.
on the, it is. I know. Mooseman's right on the cusp. So we do both. Like we go to both sides.
Yeah.
So I've worked it.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's so much more fun working when you have equipment.
Yes.
Like I've worked for it before when I've been on the crop input side too.
Yeah.
Not as exciting. When people are coming up to you with pails of grain. Yeah. It's like, I can't help you here. Like I appreciate your effort and the fact you trudged across this whole building with your 5-gallon pail of grain.
Yeah. No, this is not free.
I do not need that right now.
No
Thank
kidding.
you. Like, but yeah, so having equipment's fun.
Yes. Yeah. So back to your sprayer. I have a little story for you, and God bless his heart, producer Jay. Like, I mean, he's learning as we go here, right? Like, but I mean, he's honestly showing a lot of interest, which I love, you know, because I mean, anything that he hears is new to him. And it's just, he's got a genuine interest.
I want to know everything about the ag industry.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So we were talking one day and the topic was sprayers.
Okay.
And so I can't remember the topic of the conversation. It was on sprayers, but like what we were talking about, but it was chemical or something like that. And he's like, wait, so you're putting chemical down with that? And I said, yeah, like, I mean, that's what we got to do, a couple passes. He's like, so you're not just watering the crop with that thing, then?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just to show how ignorant
that's cute.
in agriculture I was talking to one of the biggest farmers in Saskatchewan.
Oh, good.
And we were talking about, they got into a sprayer conversation. And all of a sudden I'm like, they were talking about droughts as well. And I was like, wait a minute. So sprayer doesn't mean you're going around spraying the crop with water. And he's like, no, we are just crippled by nature at that point. This is spraying pesticides and
fungicides
and things that protect the crop.
Yeah.
So I was pretty embarrassed, and Johnny kind of shook his head a little bit, but it's like, God bless.
With a smile. With a smile. I thought it was awesome.
There is water in it.
Yep.
So, I mean, technically.
It does hydrate a bit.
There's some hydration.
Yeah. But he thought we were kind of insulated from droughts because we had these sprayers that were watering the crop the whole time. Anyway, so what the fuck are we worried about, right?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Who needs rain?
That's right. Who needs rain? Rain's old news.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was very innocent and very funny moment with producer. Very funny moment with producer Jay. So
I hope for more of those.
Yeah. Oh, there's gonna be lots more. Yeah, there's gonna be lots more. So, okay, what do I ask you next, Ashley? How about? Is there anything that's not? I don't want to word it that way. Well, let's word it that way. Is there anything that scares you about the industry and the future?
Yeah, I think right now the economy is my biggest worry.
Yeah.
Everything's gotten expensive and people are getting maxed out. Yeah. And so, I mean, just on a personal level, dealing with farmers, everything's expensive and everything has gone up. And we are getting to a point where do we stop that? And how do we manage this? And interest rates are high. And, people are kind of just being a little bit more gun shy on what am I spending my money on? Because I don't have just endless funds coming in. Yeah. So where do I put that?
Right.
And so does that mean they hold off on their yearly change of this piece of equipment?
Yeah.
Or maybe instead of a 3-year flip, they go to a 4 or 5 or, what does that look like? And what's that going to mean for us with the equipment that we bring in? And so, I think mostly for me, it's the financial aspect of it. Like where is all this money coming from and how we're going to deal with this? Yeah.
You mentioned interest rates, which is obviously through the roof right now. But it's funny, concurrently with interest rates going up, the price of equipment's going up too. And going back to my seeding story, they all do the same thing. They all still harvest the crop and pull the drill and spray the field, but obviously there's more technology involved.
Sure.
The cabs have gotten into pretty much a 5-star hotel. It's air ride seats and these beautiful cabs. So, that's only so much though. At the end of the day, they do just do the same thing. So,
it's hard. The first baler I sold was $45,000.
Yeah.
And I've been in the industry for 6.5 years of selling or, almost 7.
What do they go for now?
They're over double that,
Yeah.
and it's a baler. It's making bales. It's, and yes, of course, now they have in-cab moisture sensors. It's got the endless belts, but are those worth double what it was?
Yeah.
And then you also back then had 0% financing for 60 months.
Right. Yeah.
That's not a thing.
No.
That's not coming back tomorrow either. It's,
No.
so that's a big chunk of change.
It is. Yeah. And being in an industry where we're farming for the world, we're providing food for the world, and the population of the world's only growing, and there's only so many farmable acres too. You'd think that, and prices, don't get me wrong, prices of commodities have gone up,
Sure. Yep.
but not relative to the price of equipment per se.
And the price of all their inputs.
That's right.
Nothing has gotten cheaper in that regard
exactly,
either. The cost of their fuel, the cost of their fertilizer, their spray, everything is up.
Yeah.
So it's a hard one.
A hard pill to swallow. Yeah. But the resilience of our farmers, who are amazing people. They keep doing it every year, and you got to be a special breed to be a farmer.
Yeah. And they're doing it the very best it can be done.
Absolutely.
They're the most efficient. They are the people that care the most about what they're giving to the end producer and to the rest of us in the world. So they're doing it the very best that they can. They're finding their efficiencies. They're finding their ways to manage all of their inputs, costs, and all of their expenses, so that they're not spending as much as they have to.
Right.
But they're doing it in the smartest way they can. Technology's, like you said before, has come such a long way.
Yeah.
That has made a world of difference for them. So.
Yeah. We just had a very, very wonderful guest to Mazer Group on Tuesday. He flew in Tuesday and went out, but the guest was Scott Wine, who is CEO and chairman of CNH Industrial. So for global on a global scale, so he's the top dog, and that was one of his messages to us was New Holland's, and I guess Case's standpoint in technology, because we're kind of behind the 8 ball on technology. Let's call a spade here. If you compare it to a JD Link, we just, with the suite, if you will, or the platform is just that we have is nowhere near what they have. But we're going to be in direct competition with them, using Scott's words, or very little of Scott's words. I don't want to say too much, but 2025 is the year. But just to add on to what you said about how farmers are utilizing technology, we're starting to see a lot of very important decision making coming from the data that comes from technology.
Oh yeah.
And it's such an important part of a farm now. You have your online farm, and then layered mapping, and then those are kind of your farm data stuff, but then you have analytic stuff and from PLM, our telematic stuff, sorry. So very important part.
Yeah. And we're seeing more and more sectional control units going out, so you're not overlapping acres, and you're using, exactly what you need for that crop. There's so many people that do soil tests and stuff now, so they're putting exactly in what they need to use. And they're doing the very best that they can for us all.
Yeah.
So,
well, we got the best in the world here in Western Canada.
We do.
Yeah. I'm biased, but I think we do anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. You can be biased.
Yes. It's okay to be biased.
It is.
Where did you say that you're living?
I live in Wawota.
In Wawota.
Yeah.
And how far is that from Moosomin?
About 35 minutes.
Okay. That's not too bad. Yeah. Yeah. You never thought about moving to Moosomin?
That's a tough one.
Grandparents aren't there.
Well, I guess you don't need so much.
Anymore.
We have literally lived everywhere.
Yeah.
And Moosomin's great. Wawota is a nice community, and it's right on the edge of my territory too. So where I live, I'm 10 minutes and I'm into my zone of travel. So if I move to Moosomin, it's farther to get to this other parts of my territory too.
Yeah.
So where I'm at now is kind of a central point for every edge of it.
Yeah, it works out perfectly.
Yeah. So I'm good with it. And my kids like going to school there, and
right on.
Yeah. And they've got good friends and a good network.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, do they show any interest in the egg industry at all?
No.
None.
No, they have not. No.
They don't care what mom does.
No, I'm kind of like the Chandler Bing in there. I was like, nobody knows what they do. No, it's funny because they give me such a hard time now, because we'll go by a field of canola and they're like, oh, look, it's some canola. Look at how nice it looks. Oh, look, the wheat is coming. And I'm like, well, at least you guys knew that was wheat. You wouldn't have known that without me pointing it out to you. But yeah, they always
and they just think they're talking, which they are, but we know.
Yeah. But when honestly, I was that person growing up, I never in a million years would have
Yep.
thought I would have gotten to agriculture, like not even a touch. And
Really?
yeah, I have a kind of a cute story for you. So for my 16th birthday, I came to Regina with Lincolns. So they're great customers of mine. So
Yep.
Calvin and Karen Lincoln and their
Yep.
sons, Chris, Brad, Kevin, and their daughter Kim
Yep.
is one of my dear friends. So
no way. Okay.
Kim and Karen and I decided we will come up and we'll go shopping. And the boys all went to Farm Progress Show. So Farm Progress Show always lands on my birthday in June. So we're shopping for the day. We're having a wonderful time. And then we go to pick all the boys up from Farm Progress Show. And Brad is up in a yellow New Holland combine because they've always been New Holland. They love it. And so I climb on up into this combine and I look at Brad and I'm like, so what does this tractor do? And he's like, what? And he was like so stressed out about me talking about this tractor. And he was like, oh my gosh. And so then, you know, here we are 15, 16
Yeah.
years later. And I've sold, like 16 years later, I sold them a combine.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
after that, a tractor. And so
Yeah.
Calvin likes to give me a hard time about
That's
that every once in a
hilarious.
while because he's like, nobody would have thought you would.
No, that's just it.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, nobody, not even me. I never would have ever
Yeah.
thought that this would have been where life would have taken me. But
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Was
so-
that your first, like, is that the first time you had seen a combine at that point?
that, well, no,
You'd
I mean,
seen
I've
them,
seen
obviously.
them, but
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
first time I've actually spent time in one
Gotcha.
or actually
Yeah.
sat in one and, you know,
Yeah.
done any, learned about it at all.
Yeah.
So,
And did
yeah.
you, like, where did you grow up?
So I grew up just at Kenosee Lake. So we
Okay.
had an acreage outside of Kenosee Lake.
Okay.
Not a farming community.
Right.
Well, no, we weren't farmers.
Gotcha.
Farming
Oh,
community.
yeah, that was my next
We were
question,
not. Yeah. So my dad, he's always owned bars and restaurants.
Yep.
And then he's also been a battery operator for a number of years. He
Okay.
just retired. And my mom has always worked in the restaurant industry as well. She worked for a newspaper for a while. And yeah, so
Nice.
yeah, there's a lot of kids in my family too. I have
Yeah.
4 sisters and 2 brothers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mom and dad were busy. Eh? They really liked each
Yeah,
other.
yeah,
and
yeah.
still do. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and then like my Lemieux side, like that family grew up, they were from Elida and farmers and stuff. But then when we moved to Kenosee, just
Gotcha.
different. Yeah.
Kenosee. I've been to the water slides there once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they still there?
They are still there. They're not operational right now.
Oh, no?
No. I
Like,
don't.
haven't been for a while or?
Since COVID, they have not been. No.
Gotcha.
Yes. But I grew up at those. Yeah. We spent,
Nice water park there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome. We spent every day there. We
Really,
would-
hey?
Yeah. Like my mom.
Well, it never
would-
gets boring.
Well, no, like
Yeah.
my parents would buy like a summer pass.
Yeah.
Forget about it. We all would spend our whole time there. And
Yeah.
all of our friends were there. And
Yeah.
it was the best summers.
It's the summertime babysitter there.
Yeah,
You just
it was
drop the kids off at the
fabulous.
park.
Yeah.
It's fenced in. You can't get too far. Like, I mean,
Throw a life jacket on them.
That's
Away
right.
you go.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
That's
Packed
right.
you a lunch.
so like, is it's still like under the same ownership and everything? Like, or is it like, I mean, if they're the same slides, I mean, there's probably some maintenance stuff there that's got to be done. Yeah.
Yeah. So they need some maintenance, and I think they need. I guess I can't really speak too much
Sure.
to it. I
Yeah.
think that there's probably some things that need to go on in the background with
Yeah.
finding the right people
Sure.
to put in place to make it a go again.
Yeah. Yeah. You should tell mom and dad to get into that.
Yeah, I think not. Yeah, they would be like, no. Thank you. Yeah.
Is your mom retired too?
My mom is retired.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, so
and
never
my
mind
dad's
then,
retired.
yeah.
My
Okay.
dad still has the Office Bar and Grill in Carlisle.
Okay.
So yeah.
The Office Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
Just do a little plug for them.
Ah,
right
that's
now.
right. Yeah, go there and have some. It's
Yeah.
also for sale. So he
Oh,
really
it's
wants to retire. Like I'm telling you, he's ready to retire.
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
They have
Yeah.
enough grandkids that they have
Yeah.
a lot of running around that they can be doing.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. Yeah, and free
Yeah.
up their time for that.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So the Office Bar and Grill in Carlisle.
Yeah.
And is it what I'm picturing? Is it like you're just ma and pa kind of?
No, it's pretty fancy. It's a
Really?
big- yeah, it's got a nice big bar upstairs and the
Really?
restaurant downstairs. And yeah, it's awesome.
Road trip, Jay.
I know.
Man, I'm ready to go to the office.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna
ready to
love
go to
it.
the
Let's go.
office. Yeah, yeah. It's like, where were you all afternoon at the office?
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. And their
Yeah.
slogan is I put in a little overtime at the
My bosses will love me. I'm at the
That's
office.
right. I'm always at the office.
Genius.
Always at
I'm
the office.
always at the
Yeah.
office. I think we got to go.
Oh man, I'm in.
Okay, perfect. Right on. Ashley can be your tour guide.
That's right, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the bubbly, jovial mustache man will be my dad that's there. So he's always there pouring coffee and visiting with everybody.
Oh,
And
nice. Right
yeah,
on. Yeah.
that's what he loves to do with his retirement time.
Yeah.
And
It's
my
just,
mom,
yeah.
she's very crafty. She's always up to some different crafts and she's always
Really?
doing something. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. What's her latest like? Like, is she get on like certain things, or is it like she's just on anything at any time?
They go to Mexico every winter.
Yeah.
And while they're down there, she collects beach glass and she makes a lot of beach glass art.
Really?
Yeah, she's pretty handy, and she can crochet anything, and she's pretty very talented.
Yeah.
Did not get my crafty gene that she has. I am not that. But
What's beach glass?
So anything that washes up on shore.
Gotcha.
Like any of little chunks and remnants of glass.
Okay. So we're talking like it's
Like little,
it's like litter. Like I mean,
basically.
yeah, it's like
Yes.
broken beer bottles.
And
Okay.
whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That just washes ashore, so it's not sharp anymore because the water takes away all of that
Yeah.
sharpness to it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
They go to the same spot in Mexico every year?
they do. They
Yeah.
go to Mazatlan.
Nice.
Yes.
Have they got a place down there?
No, they rent kind of the same space. Yep.
Right. Yeah. Good for them.
They love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been down there?
I haven't. No.
Really?
Yeah.
How long have they been going down there?
Oh God, I don't know. Years and years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go.
Well, yeah. They probably like there's time away.
Sure.
from
Sure. But
everybody.
they're also there for 3 months, though, you said, right?
Yeah.
I think they'd be okay for seeing you for
Yeah,
a week.
maybe.
Maybe this is
They-
an opportunity for just you and the man to go down.
There's so many choices. My kids would never allow us to go without
Oh,
them.
really?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
took them to Mexico once.
Yeah.
To many moons ago to like this all inclusive thing. And
Yeah.
they've never let it go. They've loved every second
Oh,
of it.
really?
Oh, they loved it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're great for like, I mean, that's like the best getaway you can get as far as like what they have to offer for the whole family, you know? And
Right.
plus like, I mean,
I didn't have to cook a meal. I didn't
Right.
have to clean up.
And
I
you have
think, like,
options every night for meals, right? Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
And everybody, if you have a picky eater,
Yeah.
there's something.
Yeah.
There's something they'll find.
Yeah.
They'll be okay.
Yeah.
So,
every resort makes grilled cheeses
and French fries.
and French fries. Yes.
Yeah. You can get
But
those
everything in Mexico tastes a little different to me.
anywhere. Right.
It's like, what oil was this cooked in?
Yeah.
The same oil as every other thing.
No,
was cooked.
yeah, like well, what ketchup? This is ketchup, but you could tell it's Mexican ketchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
This
know.
is true,
My
yeah.
son wouldn't touch anything because he's picky. He'll sniff it and he'll be like, "No, it's different. I don't like it."
Really?
Yeah, he'd have trouble. He'd
Oh.
have trouble.
Really?
He'd have to be fruit
By the
That's all day.
scent yet?
He smells everything first and then licks it a little bit,
Interesting.
then puts it in his mouth.
Really?
Yep.
Wowzers.
You might have a gift there, like
Yeah.
like a scent gift. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the sixth sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very heightened sense of smell.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
right. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. You can smell a piece of paper and know where it's printed.
Exactly.
You know, like it's just, yes, I smell sense of Oregon.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be on like
Yeah.
a CSI.
That's right,
He'll be a
Something like-
detective.
yeah, he'll
Yeah.
be like, I know where this is.
Yeah.
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 He'll smell soil and he'll be like, "Yeah, this is from the
Yeah.
Badlands of Utah."
No idea how it got to Saskatchewan, but
Yeah.
crazy.
Awesome.
Well, do you want to, should we hit the segments right
yeah,
now?
no, this is my time to have
Yeah.
John relax a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And ask you guys some fun questions. So the first one is simple. Would you rather? So what would you rather of these?
Okay.
And I'm going to address Ashley first for this one.
I like it.
Would you rather work in the hot sun, blaring hot sun, or the freezing cold?
Freezing cold
Really?
all day long.
Nice.
Yes.
Reasons?
I am like made for shade.
Gotcha.
So I'm fine in the cold.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all. Layer up, you're good to go.
Yeah. Kind of like, so I'm assuming you like the bedroom cold at night when you go to bed?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I much prefer, like on that topic, I much prefer being cold in bed, and like you can always add more covers.
100%.
But like if you're hot, it's so fucking annoying. And like, I mean,
Unreal.
Yeah. Like,
Like,
so annoying. So
Try having long hair. It
Yeah.
kills you.
Couldn't
In
do
the
it.
summer, it's just like, get me a cold
Yeah.
shower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
definitely that. You?
okay.
Which one did you choose?
We're talking a work day though. I
Yeah.
might change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
it-
as fun in the Sunday, like at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
what? I'm going to go with cold too.
Yeah, me too. So
Yeah.
I think we're 3 for 3 on the cold.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
Next one. Would you rather always have a full phone battery or a full tank of gas, Johnny?
I would rather always have a full tank of gas. And because you can charge your phone in the car and it'll never run out. But yeah, like I mean, well, I guess you can look at this from another perspective. Would you rather run out of fuel or run out of a phone battery? It's kind of a weird question. I get where you're going with it though. And I think I'm going to stick with full tank of gas. I always have a full tank of gas. But it's nice to stop for gas sometimes though. Yeah, see, I'm talking myself over
You
each
are.
cliff here.
You're talking
I
yourself over.
I gotta simplify this.
Oh yeah, this is quick, rapid fire. What's your first instinct? Full tank of gas?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
I can't have it get like once it gets to a quarter tank.
Yeah.
I'm stressed. I'm like, I
Okay,
can't.
to a quarter tank. Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't let it go below that. I'm like, I need fuel. And I need
Have you
soup.
noticed that we never get gas when it's actually convenient for us?
No. Yeah.
We let it get to the point where we have to do it, and then it's the most inconvenient time. You're late for a meeting.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
You got to get up the earliest you have to get up in the whole
Yeah.
week, and all of a sudden you need gas.
Yeah.
We just never go up. There's a gas station. Let's top it up.
Yeah, it's right now because you look down, like you said, like you got a quarter tank. Well, I got a quarter tank left, you know?
Yeah.
And then all these freaking cars, like, I mean, they're getting better, but like, I'm sure your vehicles have so many kilometers to empty.
Mm.
It seems like
Rapid decline.
Oh my
at the
God.
end.
Once you get to
like-
100, it's like,
Yeah.
you go 2 kilometers and it's like, I just went 12. I did not. I went
like
2.
100
Like, I swear.
100 kilometers to empty really means go to the
Yeah,
gas
it means
station
get
right
your-
now.
There's
Get
got to
yourself
be a
together.
psychology behind that.
Oh, sure.
You know, like they let it look full for a long time. So you
Yeah.
think, oh, wow, my tank lasts a long time.
Yeah.
And then it's 100 to 0 real
Oh
quick.
man.
Yeah.
It's like you can watch the fucking needle go down.
Have
Like,
you guys ever pushed your tank to the breaking point, like the breaking point?
Oh yeah.
Where like you were, I might stop at any minute.
Yep.
No.
You been there?
Oh, I've been there and it sucks.
My
Like,
sister Nicole does this to me.
Yeah.
She will. She never has gas.
Yeah.
Ever. And I have come to her rescue too many times where she'll phone me and all I hear is like, and I'm like, oh my God, you're out of fuel.
Oh my
and it's
God.
true.
Yeah.
And she's out of fuel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So that's her. But
Yeah.
no, I can't.
Johnny, was
You-
this on purpose that
Yeah,
you were
what
doing?
happened?
Were you doing the whole Kramer test from Seinfeld where
No.
he's like,
Oh.
we're going all the way, baby. Like,
Yeah. No,
we're-
it was like I can't remember specifically what it was. I can give you the parameters of the situation though. It was like I think I was on my way home from meeting Dad in Mooseman and dropping my daughter Lauren off. And so I'm not sure what level it is when I left, but I remember saying, "Oh, I'll probably have to stop and get gas on the way home." Like I said that to
Right.
myself when I left Mooseman. And then the next thing regarding a thought of fuel was the low fuel light coming on, and I had just passed through Indian Head.
Oh no. I was just gonna say if you went past Indian Head, you're done.
Yeah.
Because
Like I don't think
Yeah.
McLean has anything.
and it depends what time and all that. So yeah,
I found a station in Coppell,
okay.
like right off of number 1 there. But like as I was turning off the highway to that road to Coppell, it was like after a certain point, after the so much kilometers till empty, like they don't want to give you a number. It
No.
just says low. And it had been on low
Very
for
low.
like a long time. I'm like, the gas station's going to be 50 yards in front of me and I'm going to run out of fuel. And that was the one time I was like, oh baby.
boy.
Yeah, baby. But I think like the manufacturers now are smart enough to put like a little extra in there.
buffer. A
That's
buffer.
right. Yeah. Yeah. A reserve, if you will.
Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope. Anyway, yeah, that's
I
my
don't
story
ever
about
wanna
that.
find out.
No, you will never, because
No,
it's
I
a pet
won't.
peeve of yours. So yeah.
All right, the last one. Ashley, would you rather be the funniest person in the room or the most intelligent person in the room?
Funniest.
Funniest.
I'm funniest too.
Yeah.
Any reasoning behind it?
I like laughing more than I like being the smart guy.
I just love-
I'm not the smart guy, but like I just like laughing more
Yeah.
than
I just love being around people that are happy.
Yeah.
And so if you're funny and
Yeah.
that means you're generally a happy person and
Yeah.
that makes me happy. So
Yeah.
that would be my pick.
Yeah, my reasoning is I actually think there's not a funny person out there that doesn't have some intelligence.
Absolutely.
But I know some really intelligent people that don't have a lick of sense of humor.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So
that's fair.
I kind of, and I like to laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be looked at as the stupidest person in the room.
No.
You never want to be that guy, but
No.
still.
No. Okay. So the last one is just pick this or that.
Okay.
Okay.
So you kind of alluded to this earlier, so we're going to leave that one to the end. But
Okay.
I want to know, I'm passionate about this. Would you prefer pancakes, waffles, or French toast? You
French
only
toast.
have to have one for the rest of your life.
French toast.
French toast, 100%.
Oh, I'm pancakes all day.
Really?
Oh boy.
Yes.
That would have been my third choice.
Yeah.
I think French toast is my third.
Really?
Oh.
I think so.
Oh,
maybe waffles.
dang.
Oh man. Oh,
What am I missing? What French toast have you had? in your
Well,
life?
I just love the like pancakes. Like, don't get me wrong, they're good, but there's just something about French toast, and especially like Logan, my wife, makes great French toast, but like gets like it's not just egg and a bit of
No.
milk. You got to put a little bit of vanilla in there.
I put vanilla, brown sugar, and cinnamon.
Oh man.
Forget about it.
Man, it's
Forget about
so
it.
flipping good.
And
It's
Carlisle
so good.
Bakery bread.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, so you got like local, freshly
Yep.
made bread. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Like I get that.
That might be. I just might not have had.
Oh, you haven't.
experienced it yet.
No, you haven't
No.
experienced it yet. Like, I mean, yeah, you've got your local bread. Like, I mean, any like at Save On or wherever you can get it's an Italian bread. I'm not
Oh
sure.
yeah,
what,
like an artisan
Yes,
style.
yeah, like, but I mean, it's cut a little thicker.
Yeah.
And yeah, you let that marinate in your concoction there. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another
French
thing we're going to have to do.
Okay.
Yeah, does the office serve French toast?
No,
Then we
actually,
can
I'll
double
serve.
it up.
I'll serve you French toast first. I'll make it for you, and then
Okay.
you can have the local cuisine.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Next one. Would you rather hire someone to mow your lawn or shovel your snow?
Shovel my snow.
Oh, that's a good one. I think shovel the snow. Yeah. Yeah. Mowing, yeah. And shoveling the snow is just so like, cause you get like a skiff and you got to shovel it or else it starts packing down like on driveways and you got to get out there with the scraper. If somebody just came around and did it all the time, that would be really.
And I also find as soon as I shovel the snow, then the snow is back and there's more snow and it blows in the same day you've already shoveled your snow. And then I'm like, if I cut the grass, I don't have to cut the grass for a couple days.
You're right.
It's not
kind of
growing back.
scheduled.
I was just going to say it's scheduled. Yeah.
The
You're right.
snow, I'm like, don't you blow back in.
Yep.
I just shoveled this.
Yeah.
So
I
shovel
remember
snow.
the 1 year I paid someone to shovel my snow for the season. I don't know what it was. I must have had the money. I must have been fed up. Didn't snow at all
Why would it? Yeah.
because it was like $1,500 for the season or something like that.
Yeah.
Didn't snow at all. So then I stopped. Next season I take it on myself. We had like record snowfall.
Right?
You
Yeah.
feet in one go. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm never hiring anybody to do this again.
Yeah, and so there's something about also like you said it that it can be scheduled. So it's like
Right.
every Thursday you're mowing the grass. A and then B is like there's something so gratifying about the job you do on the grass. Like I mean, because you can get right into it and like do the double pass and get the lines going, get the striping going.
And the smell of it.
Yep.
And just, and it, sometimes you look at your grass, it's like, it's not that bad. And then you cut it and you're like, oh, it was.
Yeah.
Because this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is
This
so
looks so
beautiful.
good. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're
Okay, I
all
love
the
it.
same. Yep.
Next one is the one we were talking about earlier. I call this the 3 C's.
Oh.
So you're having a date night with your partner, you're going to watch a movie,
Yeah.
or you go to a movie. Is your go-to candy, chips, or chocolate? Number 1. Give me number 1 to 3.
Candy, chocolate, chips.
That's yours.
Yeah.
Chips is last.
You got the sugar
Because I would
tooth.
want popcorn. I wouldn't be having chips. If I'm watching a movie, I'm having popcorn.
So is it popcorn number 1? Because I might put popcorn and chips in that salty.
yeah.
That salty.
Okay, then I would
category.
go candy, popcorn, then chocolate last. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would
call
change
it. Call it chips / popcorn.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I would do chips, chocolate, candy. Chips / popcorn, then chocolate, then candy. Yeah, popcorn is like a must for movies. It's
Right.
so fucking delicious,
Yes.
especially like I mean, I have before walked into a movie theater, bought popcorn and left.
No.
Okay.
And not even got to a
Really?
fucking movie. No.
Wow.
No,
That's dedication right there.
Yeah. So, and then the chocolate part, chocolate's delicious, but it's over in like 5 minutes, you know, whereas like a chip and or a popcorn's like drawn out. And then candy, we had this discussion before. Like, I mean, I've just never been a big candy guy. I'm on like a sour Skittles kick right now. But other than that, like, yeah, I'm not a candy guy.
Have you guys ever been to a drive-in?
Never.
Never?
Yes.
Yes?
The one just south of Regina.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So we have a drive-in
Yep.
down in the southeast corner, and I have to go every summer. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But they have like those big sour soothers.
Yeah.
So I'm always getting the sour soothers. They have candy bags and popcorn, and it's like and a pop. It is all the junk in one shot, and how do you not get it all? And it's amazing. And yeah, so
I love
It's
the
delicious.
mix of like having some salt,
And
having some
sweet and
savory
sour,
chocolate,
yeah.
and having some candy, then going back to the salt.
Oh yeah.
Like it's that
That-
mix. It
for
makes you
sure.
wanting everything. So
Yeah.
I didn't know all of the above was an answer. Oh, but you put it in order. That's right.
No,
Yeah,
sorry.
it is an answer.
chips would be the last. Chocolate would be my first candy. Would be in
Really?
between. Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
chocolate. Like I'm surprised
it.
I have teeth.
Really?
At this point. Oh yeah. When I was a kid, it was like
Yeah.
I'd play hockey and my dad would be like, "Hey, you want something on the way home?" And it's like,
Let's get a bar.
"Give me a Coke and a bar." Like that's like.
Hilarious.
Sorry, let me repeat that. Sorry, let me rephrase that.
yeah.
I want a Coca-Cola and a chocolate bar.
I'm glad we cleared that
Yeah,
up.
thank you. I was like, wow, this is
Yeah.
this is getting
Coca-Cola.
interesting. What's
Yeah.
our next option?
Yeah,
That was
no
my
kidding,
other-
right. Yeah. So, what's your favorite bar then?
Of all time, it is Twix.
Really?
Oh.
My top the
Do you like the right or the left?
I always eat left first, but
Yeah.
my top 3 goats, 4 actually, I will go Twix, Snickers, Mars, and Kit Kat.
Wow.
To me, those are the big 4, and I think
Gotcha.
it's kind of the Mount Rushmore to me.
Yeah. No.
Twix, everyone argues Twix with me. They're like,
Yep.
that's not even in top 10.
Well, I find there's so many variations of Twix. Like, I mean, and not just the packaging with it, but I mean, like the little bagged like can or the Halloween version tastes different than the two like the standard. Yeah, I just always found that they had different tastes. That's all.
I love Twix. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
I like that. I like when I.
I'm a score guy.
Oh,
Score.
score.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
See, I
And-
consider that not a bar. I can
Okay,
put that
that's
in
fair.
this
Okay,
Smarties, M&Ms,
Sure.
Reese's. I put that kind of in the sidebar category where
Yeah.
Reese's peanut butter cups. I mean, they might be the goat.
They are epic.
They're good.
Yes.
I'm not on the same page as you with like being like the
I don't know if they're my favorite. No,
Yeah.
I love a score. Mr. Big.
Yeah, it's good. No, not
Yeah.
over Henry.
Okay, this is going to seem weird because I just said I like Reese's Pieces, but nuts in a chocolate bar doesn't necessarily need to be there for me.
Oh, you're nuts.
So,
Yeah, you're nuts.
yeah.
You're
But I'm
crazy. Yeah. Oh, so like chocolate covered almonds, chocolate covered
Oh no, I
peanuts,
like
something.
those, but like
Okay.
if you mix it with like nougat and chocolate and in a bar and all that, it's okay.
You just said 2 of my favorites. Mr. Big is like to me the most underrated of all time.
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
absolutely
I think me and
underrated.
Ashley I think we're
Yeah.
good with the
Yeah.
desserts.
Yeah, you're on the same page.
Okay, I have one last question before we wrap up.
Okay.
What is something you regret? Sorry, how should I phrase this? What is something you stopped doing while you were growing up that you regret stopped doing? Or what is something you wish you continued on with that you had a chance to?
Oh, that's a tough one. You want to go?
I don't know. The first thing that popped into my head, if you want me to go with that, would be probably having sleepovers with my friends. That sounds so lame and
Yeah.
weird, but I mean, those were the best times.
Yeah.
Where you'd hang out with all your friends and
Yeah.
it was just like whatever happened and you had the greatest time and it was so much fun. And now like I still have the same group of friends as when I was younger. Like
Yeah.
I have a group of girlfriends that I spend time with and enjoy so much.
Yeah.
And we do an annual trip every year.
I was just gonna say, like, the
And
adult version is going to
yeah.
Vegas now,
And
right?
like, well, so we went to Seattle last year
Yeah.
and had the best time.
Yeah.
But we do this like trip every year. And
Yeah.
that to me is like just a time where it's just, you get to be 100% yourself
Yeah.
with your people
Yeah.
and, have that kind of fun. And
Yeah. There's no judgment. There's like,
no, and it's
you
just
can be a
like
complete
you can
moron.
still
Yeah.
laugh about all the stupid things you did when
Yeah.
you were younger and all
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So that would be one thing. But if you mean like if we kept on with a sport or if we kept on with a hobby or
You can answer.
what do you mean?
That was a great
Okay.
answer. That's totally.
Yeah.
It's however you
Yeah,
want to
it's
answer.
really
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say with this one because like, from the sports side of things, like I played football in high school and I mean, you get to, if you're not going to play in university or whatever,
Sure.
like, I mean, it just kind of ends. Would I have liked to continue? Like, yeah, probably because like, team sport, it's awesome. Right.
Yeah.
But it just, it just wasn't in the cards. And then, even being a prairie boy, I was a downhill skier, if you can believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I never played hockey. Like I competitively downhill skied, and that was I learned how to ski when I was 5 years old, and I stopped going into when I went into grade 12 my senior year. And like it was just every weekend, we go to Minnedosa, which is about half an hour. Ski Valley is about half an hour north of Brandon. And we tour around to all the different little ski resorts in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and in North Dakota, and race every other weekend. But like skiing isn't something like I stopped either, like, I mean,
do you still go on family trips and go skiing or anything like that?
Haven't gone on one in a while, but like now that the kids are at the age that they are, like, I mean, I want to take them to, Lake Louise and Banff and that sort of thing. Right. So that will happen soon, but then, we got Carter to do a bit of growing up yet, but I never really stopped it at the same time. Right. So yeah, tough question to answer. It was a good one, but like, there's nothing that I really regret saying. There's nothing that's coming to mind that I'm saying, fuck, I should have kept going with that.
Yeah. And there's things that like, I mean, I played volleyball growing up. I loved it. And I was like super passionate about it. Then I quit doing it for a number of years because, you have kids, you have other priorities, other things to do. Yeah. And then just started back on a team with a bunch of ladies. And I am so happy I chose to do that. Like that would have been probably my pick is get back into a
That's
sport.
a great lesson to end it on is that if you stop doing something like playing piano, playing guitar, singing, hanging out with a friend, it's never too late. Get on the phone call, join that team, pick up that instrument, keep going.
And these are all ladies that, honestly, I don't interact with a lot otherwise, other than this team. And so when I first started, I was like, well, this is an eclectic group. I wonder how we're all going to mesh. I wonder how this is going to go. And it has been so fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so, I'm super pumped that we have that and that I started doing it. And it's been good.
And so that's the volleyball team, right?
Yeah.
And so is there a league that you play? Like,
Oh, it is crazy how big the league is. Like
really?
We go all over. Yeah. We start in October and we go right through till March.
Wow.
Yeah. And we play 2 teams a night in 1 night a week. And so every whatever night that works out. And then, we play 2 teams in that night. And
is that in Wawota?
We go all, we play in Wawota that's where our club's out of. But we go to Grenfell, we go to Wapella, we go to Carlisle, and all all over. Yeah. We go all the way to Momart.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Crazy. Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah. That's really cool that that there's a league like that, because I mean, usually it's young. It's like young people's sport. You're going with the kid to this town for the hockey tournament on the weekend or whatever, but this is something you're still into.
And we range from like 22 to 50, the ladies that are on the team, I guess. So awesome. And so we always give the hard time to one of the younger girls because she's like, okay, we're going to practice, and if you guys miss, you got to do burpees. I'm like, who do you think you are? Like, I don't know what league you think we're in. I thought this was like a beer league, a fun time. Like, I don't know where the burpees fit into this.
I'll burp, but I ain't doing burpees, okay?
So how many beer do we get if we do a burpee? Like, is there a payoff in the end? Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, all the best to you and your girls on the team.
You.
Yeah, because you're fired up. Are you fired up again here?
October.
Okay. So that's coming.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, Ashley, we're good? Right on. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for asking me.
This was awesome.
Yeah, this was fun.
This is a fun episode. And obviously these are going to keep going. So we'll like to have you in again at some point.
Sure.
Yeah. Maybe talk about all the same stuff, maybe different stuff. But again, really appreciate you and the work you do in Moosomin. And thanks again for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me as part of your team.
Right on.